Hey y'all, it's Tanya with Tanya Made Life here, and I'm here on my first video for 2024. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you very much to all of my old subscribers and who keep following this crazy channel that changes all the time. Thank you. But I wanted to come and talk about kind of not the new direction on the channel, because y'all know we've been on working on this, trying to, well, it's been a goal of mine to, reduce some weight for a long time, and I do little things, but I've never been successful so far at keeping it top of mind. And so in 2024, I'm changing that. I'm changing that. And so that's kind of the majority of the content that you'll probably be seeing on the channel for the rest of the year. It's just the weight loss journey. It just helps me to know, hey, you're going to need to talk about it, record a video. It just helps me to keep it top of mind and keep focusing on it. So that's what you'll see. Excuse my clothes. I put these on. It's a Sunday after church. I put these on because I need to work out. I need to, because I had a little more than I should have eaten today. And I don't like seeing that number go up. So we're going to have to start doing a little more moving than I have been doing. So anywho, but what am I doing different in 2024 than I did in 2017, 2018, 2019, and all that? Great question. So the first thing I did, I have a weight loss coach, and her name is Cookie Miller. And I knew I needed some help, someone to kind of help me be accountable with this, to kind of help me, keep it top of mind. And so Coach Cookie, I met her, ran across on Instagram, and I followed her, and she has a great story. She lost over 100 pounds naturally herself, so she understands all the challenges. But she also, I love that she has medical folks on her team that kind of look at your test numbers. She, she's very real about it. She's not the type of coach that says, okay, I need you to work out for 3 hours, 10 days a week. She's not that. She's a very realistic coach, yet at the same time, letting you know some stuff you just cannot do if you think you're going to achieve this goal. So yeah, give her a shout out. I'll probably link her in the comments for this video. So that's the first thing I did. And I also started early. I didn't wait till January to start because I knew you kind of gotta, you can't just jump into stuff willy-nilly. You got to kind of ease yourself into it. So I started actually December 4th. And when I started December 4th, I was 332 pounds. And so that, by the grace of God, my high weight during the pandemic, or right before the pandemic actually, because I didn't really gain much in the pandemic, but before the pandemic, I was at 351. And I'm 5'8", so I am on the taller side, but still. So when I started last year in the process, I bought a new home and did a lot of running with that, and was just moving more than I had. And so I lost like 20 pounds or so, just not eating the same thing, but just being more active, doing, I think, gosh, Coach Cookie has a name for it, thermogenesis or something, but basically it's activity that you do in the course of your normal life. It's like, walking up the stairs in your house more. It's parking back further away when you're going to the grocery store, wherever. Those types of things add up over time and get you more movement. So when I started, I was at 332, and I started, and I've kind of, it's like a learning process. And so my lowest weight so far, I know our church did a fast for 60 hours. And so after that, I think I was 318 when I started that fast. I got down to 318, and then when at the end of the fast, I was at 314. Well, you know, I've crept up, and this is during Christmas, y'all. And yes, I had pound cake. I did all the things, you know, for that. But I'm learning by the tracking. Yes, I have to track my food, you know, because if I don't track it, how will I know really kind of what I'm actually eating, calorie wise or fat wise or whatever, protein wise? And so I am using, Cookie has her own app, which is great. Then we're also using my Fitness Pal, just because primarily I'm sure it has a larger food database. And so I am tracking that and keeping up with that. And a lot of it is, I feel like just knowing the information and knowing what you're eating, having a mental awareness of that versus not knowing at all. You know, like you go and you eat, you know, you go to Rafferty's and get the buffalo tenders and you get whatever. It never occurs to you, hey, that's 2,000 calories or whatever. And so knowing, okay, for me, I'm eating 2,000 calories a day, and my goals are 2,000 calories a day and 150 grams of protein. So knowing that, it does kind of it helps me mentally to make a different decision sometimes, and I'm getting better at it. So that's working for me. Like I said, I started December 4th. So, you know, I had a month to ease in during a very hard time because, you know, Christmas, every time you can't go anywhere without running across some really yummy stuff during the Christmas season. So yeah, it's good. You know, I think the other thing that's changed is just a mind to keep going. You know, before it's so easy to, okay, I fell off the wagon, I didn't do this, you know, and keep going off the wagon. And so now I'm very much learning how to, okay, you had a bad day, you had a bad week, get back up and keep on going. Keep logging your food, keep, you know, wearing the Fitbit to track your movement, just kind of keep doing it. And so that is different for me because so that's kind of what I've been doing so far. I have not been doing really any exercise. The only thing my goal is 3,000 steps a day, but honestly, that's not a lot. Like the days that I go in office, I get that just, you know, the normal course of the day without any extra effort. So, also I had a few things happen. I had a little issue with my toe, and it happened on December 22nd, and I'm like, oh my goodness, which I'll do a whole video about that because I'm just completely shocked by it. But anyway, so that kind of sidelined me anyway from being able to even get the 3,000 steps a day. But yeah, those are the big things I'm doing, and then I'm gonna have to keep talking about it. I'm gonna have to. Cookie did have us. You know, we did do a vision board, which I'm gonna share that. It's kind of, I did it, and you know me, I'm a graphic designer, so all my stuff be over the top, and this very much is. I think we're supposed to have I have a whole PowerPoint, but anyway, to kind of see, okay, why are you doing this? And I actually intended to print this out so I can, you know, every day I need to look at this and remember what it is you're doing, why you're doing it, why are you making these sacrifices, you know, because you got a goal out there. So those are some things that I'm different. And the other thing I did, so y'all know I like to travel. I love to go, and I really want to be out traveling the world right now. Yeah, but I kind of got bills, and yeah. So I had some money left on Delta from a trip to London that I ended up canceling last year. I think it was last year. Yeah. So anyway, I had to use it by the end of the year. And so I know one thing I've discovered about me, I do okay. I do better when I have kind of something out there, kind of like a cookie or treat out there. So what I did, I bought me a round trip ticket to South Korea. So planning to go in June. And so that from December 4th, let me see, January, February, March, April, May. Basically, that's 6 months away. And y'all know that's not everybody in South Korea is this big. So all of their structures are this big. And it's not a business class or first class ticket, so it's in coach. And it's, it's a pretty long flight, which I did it before when I went to Israel. And it was fine in economy, and I was, probably, I was bigger then than I am now. And I survived by the grace of God and an aisle seat. I survived, but still, I want to be as comfortable as possible. So just my goal was hopefully knowing that trip is out there, that I'll be even more motivated to do what I need to do. So we have that. So those things are different. So a lot of the, I'm learning about how my body reacts to different foods, and, just learning a lot, learning the importance of water, just learning, the importance of, because we all want to be around here a long time. And even if we don't want to be around here, you want to be productive and active while you are here. And so that's important to me. It has not been a perfect journey at all. It has not. But, with the help of the Lord, I can tackle this. My goal is, like I said, I believe when I graduated, I feel like I've been 5'8" since I was like in the 6th grade. So I've always been a tall, for a girl. And I think I probably wore like a size 12 or 14 in the 6th grade. But when I graduated from high school, I was probably about a size 14. And then when I graduated from college, I was probably about 18. So I did start picking up in college, and I just didn't pay it attention. And I just slowly gained over the years, and, till you got here. And so a lot of it is just not paying attention to stuff. Like how many times do we hear stories of people who just not paying attention to what's going on in their body, and then all of a sudden they go, and it's like, what? You got this big dreaded thing that's gotten to a stage that makes it, kind of harder to overcome. And so it's just like people will always say, take care of yourself, and we just say, oh yeah, I am. Part of taking care of yourself is just paying attention to what's going on with you. And I think as women, women with responsibilities, single women, you're juggling jobs, you're juggling houses, you may be juggling kids. If you get to our age, you're juggling, business for your parents. So it's just real easy not to let paying attention to yourself and taking care of yourself slip, and then, there are other factors. Another thing I love about Coach Cookie is that, one of her specialties is dealing with hormonal related things that impact weight loss. And a lot of times that does impact, impact us, so there are some things that you can do to kind of combat that as well. So those are some things that I'm doing different this year. I'm just learning the other big thing. So one of my other big things that's an issue for me is that, I admire people who have daily routines. They get up every day at 5:25. They eat breakfast at 5:45. They brushing their teeth at this time. 6 o'clock, they're in prayer, reading the Bible for, 20, 30 minutes, and then they put their clothes on, and then they do this and they do this. They go to the grocery store every Friday. That is not me, y'all. Oh, I'm horrible. Every day looks different for me. I have no real routines other than working between these hours, going to church. Everything else is like, and so that is something also that I'm working on. I'm trying to, I've started going to early morning service so I can have Sundays to meal prep and kind of plan out what I'm going to eat, because that's a lot of work, even more than the cooking and the going to the store consistently. It is figuring out what you want to eat, what you need to eat, what you can eat that's, within that criteria. that's a lot of work, you know, of just having to look up and plan that out. But I can say since December 4th, I'm better at it now than I was December 4th. Not perfect, still a big work in progress. Like, I'm supposed to be cooking today. Have I cooked anything? No, no, not a thing. Not a thing. You know, so it's a learning thing, and also learning to eat new foods and prepare foods in different ways. So it's, you know, it's a lot of a journey. So that's where I am. And yeah, my goal, like y'all know, I said it about 50 times. Yeah, I really would like to try to record at least one, maybe every 2 weeks, a video like this, where it's kind of a story time, me just talking to y'all on the camera with a recap of what's going on. And yeah, you know, if y'all think my face looks skinnier, please let me know, because honestly, my hashtag for this has been, I know people trying to unbig their back. My back ain't that big. It's really not. I'm trying to unfat my face. That's what I want to do. That, because you know, in gaining weight, I guess one of the reasons I didn't really see it for so long, because when I looked in the mirror, I looked the same, you know. But when I remember I used to love my little short Halle Berry haircut. And I remember that was my go-to. I cut it, let it grow back 2 or 3 years, 4 years, then I cut it again. That last time I cut it, y'all, and I was like, that don't look right. My face had just gotten so fat, it just didn't look the same. So that's one of the things I'm trying to do. So yeah, you have, and there are some people, they don't get, you know, everybody kind of holds their weight differently. But the last weight I got was this face, you know, and this. So we want to, you know, try to slim that down some. So yeah. So that's what we're doing this year. We're also, you know, working on our skin, working on our hair, and just really trying to, you know, got some dental work to get done. And yeah, so, but things like that, it's this year. It's just time, you know, it's just time to do it. So yeah, I invite you, you know, hopefully I would love to, you know, share tips and tricks. And if you've lost a large amount of weight, like I really need to, my goal is to lose 100 pounds, you know, and I've lost about, okay, let me calculate some stuff. Let me see, how much have I lost? As of today, okay. Let's see, what are we gonna do? Okay, so we were at 332 minus 318. Okay, 14 pounds, you know. So yeah, if I had kept to it, I probably would have lost 20 by now. But yeah, stuff happens. So yeah, yeah, so that's kind of what we're doing. Thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate it. Yeah, share any tips, tricks, if you got recipes, whatever you have, share them. Thank you. Until next time. Bye-bye.